Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Heart and Hustle Houston, Season 1, Episode 4. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. I want to say this before I start. Doesn't it seem like this show has been on longer than 4 episodes? Or is that just me? But anywho, child, let's go get into it, child. When the episode first opens up, it's date night for Chloe and Jordan. Chloe done picked this place, child, talking about, I chose the dugout because he's young and I wanted him to have fun. Chloe. Girl, what in the Chuck E. Cheese hell? Girl, bye. So they play a little bit, honey, even though she don't want to play a little bit. She want to do something grown up, but he wants to play. So we're going to sit down and play. So then after they do that, they sit down and eat some more childish food, honey. They having hamburgers and french fries and whatnot. They're eating. So she starts talking about how, she was self-conscious, finding out about his age at first. She didn't want to tell nobody, okay? Because she didn't want to hear nobody's mouth. So there's that. So she was like, well, you know what? How would you feel when I'm 60 and you're 40? Because, the skin ain't going to be skinning. I might have wrinkles. Everything ain't going to be tight and right. I might not be as fine as I am now. He said, I'm going to feel the same because I'm going to make sure you stay in that gym. Girl, please leave this young lad alone. Leave this man alone. This answer right here shows you that there are conditions. Chloe, child, I'm speaking directly to you. Ma'am, why would you just sit there instead of eating that french fry with that ketchup and this man done told you, oh, I'm going to love you because you're going to be in that gym? Ma'am, absolutely not. This answer shows you that this is not going to work. Because what if you can't go to the gym or things start to go downhill with your health? What do you mean he going to make sure? So if he can't make sure that you're in the gym, then what? Child, please, absolutely not. Moving forward. So then she brings up, well, what if my son's still living with me? Now, he basically said, nah, he got to go. Okay, he's a grown damn man. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. He feels like Chloe babies him, and it's time for him to spread his wings and fly. Now, of course, he will feel that way because they're almost the same damn age. So if I got to get it out the mud and I got to get out there and get it, he got to go out there and get it as well. So he's telling her, she needs to have some tough love when it comes to him. Now she starts getting emotional, starts crying, saying that, she's trying, but he put his life on hold. He was like, how he put his life on hold? She said he stepped in to be a daddy to his sisters. Chloe, what are you saying? What? Ma'am, he is not your man. He did not step in to be a daddy to his sisters. He stepped up as their big brother. I know what you meant, but that's not what you're saying. So he stepped in when there needed to be a male figure in her daughter's life, and him being way older than they are, he stepped in as that protective role. Don't say that he stepped in as their daddy because he's not their daddy. Now, I think Chloe and her son could benefit from some counseling, but that's just me. Okay, because I'm all for the counseling, baby. I'll call a counselor in a minute. Baby, I'm going to call a therapist in a minute. Child, you better ask my son, and I'm going to call one in a second. And truth be told, I wouldn't even be talking with this man about a future because I ain't going to be in no damn gym trying to make sure I'm fine so that you won't look at nobody else. So that's just that on that. So then she tells Jordan that she feels like Nico is grieving too. Now, this is just my opinion. Y'all can tell me how y'all feel down below. I personally did not like Jordan's attitude towards her situation with her son. I didn't like that. Yes, he needs to stand on his own 2 feet, but Jordan's delivery was very off-putting. And she's like, he's so hard, and I don't really like that. It's not even about being hard, because the hardest man knows how to deliver something. I don't know. I just didn't like it, y'all. I guess because I just don't like him. In the next scene, Latorria is having a therapy session with her therapist, Miss Sylvia. She's sitting at the Zoom. She starts telling her about the interaction with Muneera. So then after she got through telling her, Miss Sylvia told her, well, maybe she took it the wrong way. You don't know people's life. That could have been triggering for her. But for you, it's just the way you talk. But the way that she received it could have been a trigger. That's exactly what I said last review. I might need to be a therapist, but honey, I have to therapize my own damn self first. Okay. But anywho, that's common sense. But Latorria said that she didn't really look at it that way. But she does feel like there's some other things that's going on with Muneera. Latorria, honey, let's not make any more issues than we need. Okay, let's just stick to one, please. Latorria says she feels like the friendship group feels a little fractured. So she wants Miss Sylvia to come talk to the whole group. And I think that's a good idea. Now, me personally, and you know what, as I was watching this, y'all know who Latorria reminds me of? Letitia from Bell Collective. Now, Latorria girl, please do not turn into Letitia from Bell Collective. Because, baby, she was my favorite that first season. But, baby, the second season, that's when she started showing her ass. Please don't be no Letitia from Bell Collective, because she was the one always getting everybody together, trying to make sure everything worked. The sisterhood. You know, they love to say the sisterhood on all these shows. But as I was watching this, I was just thinking, who does Latorria remind me of? Not look like or anything. I'm not saying they look alike or none of that. I'm just saying the demeanor, the character, you know, they're on own. Leticia. You just missing a Glendale child. So anywho, like I said, I don't think Latorria has bad intentions. I really don't. She really does seem like a sweet lady with a nice disposition. You could tell when somebody's just nasty. And you know what? To be honest, I saw a few undertones in Letitia before she even, you know, dropped her mask. I could see it. I don't get that from Latorria. I just don't. Now, I do think that Latorria gets triggered because of what she went through in childhood, and she feels like everybody's ganging up on her. But I don't see her being mean. And we just have to remember everyone is different, and you have to respect each other's differences. Just because you might say something some way and kiki, that doesn't mean everybody else does. So you got to respect that. In the next scene, Muneera, Norman, and her mom go for a dinner date. Now, remember, Muneera wanted him to go on a date with both of them so they could get together and try to work something out. They sit down. They start talking about their issues. Did anybody catch the name of the restaurant that they were at? I love a good patio. And it seems like it could be kind of kid friendly a little bit too. Because I don't know what it is about Houston lately, but baby, there are no kid friendly restaurants. I am not about to take my 10-year-old to no damn grass wall hookah lounge. Can we eat a lamb chop? Is there a kids menu? Where are the crayons? Baby, they hate a kid in Houston. They hate a kid. The only place that we can go in Houston is the Chili's, the Cheesecake Factory, any chain restaurant. But if I want to try something different and zippy and zooey, and you know, I'll be hanging with the heifers and whatnot. So if I just want to go out to dinner, I cannot, because it's just not appropriate for a kid. So I was looking at where they were, and I was just thinking, this seems like it might be semi-appropriate for a child, honey. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. They're all there. They're at dinner. They're talking about their issues. Her mom and Norm seem to communicate with each other. And even though Muneera was worried about their relationship, her mama seemed okay. I mean, she even complimented Norman about the husband and the father that he is. And he also complimented her and said that he really appreciates everything that she does for her daughter and the kids and them as a family. Because, you know, she's the one that they turn to when Muneera is busy. So he appreciates her and she appreciates him. I thought it was a sweet moment. It didn't really give a lot, you know, just some conversation. But again, what is the name of that restaurant? I don't care about nothing else. Muneera, honey, I'm happy that everything working out for your family and whatnot. If you don't mind, if you stop by this review, please comment down below what's the name of that restaurant, child. Okay? Please do. Over on the other side of the H, or H adjacent, because you know how they love to say, that's so-and-so, that ain't Houston. Baby, everything is Houston. If I can drive to it in my car and I don't have to call it a road trip, it's Houston. Okay? It's damn Houston. In the next scene, Labrina gets home, right? And her husband is getting a little haircut. And so she's telling us in a confessional that she has 2 kids, a 15-year-old son. His name is Brennan. And she also has a 3-year-old daughter. Now, Brennan lives part-time with his dad and part-time with Labrina and her husband. So his grades are slipping. And she was talking to her husband about how, you know, when he's at their home, it's structured. But when he goes to his daddy house, you know, it's a little bit more laid back. He can just really do whatever he wants to do. So she wants him to come back there full time so that he can get himself together. Because what we will not do is fail school. Like, come on now. Now, this is what I think. And this is why I don't really get down with the whole 50-50 situation. A child can never really hone in on a routine or structure, splitting their time like that. You know, a week living here, then a week living there, and then a week living here. I don't know who came up with that. Clearly, it wasn't a parent. It could not have been a parent. Because that ain't good for nobody. I don't care what age it is. Just imagine yourself getting comfortable. It's a Thursday. Okay. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I'm good and comfortable. Here comes Sunday. Now you got to pack all your belongings up and move to the next place. Or you got belongings at this place and then you're at the other place and you think, oh, I want to play with such and such toy. Oh, well, that's at the other parent's house. But you over here at this parent's house. I don't know. I just don't like it, honey. I just don't damn like it. Okay. I said what I said and I ain't changing it. And these are the most important years of his life. 15, you can go the way of the streets or you can go the way of the world. Okay. But at the front and center of it, we need to have education and God. Okay. We need to get it together. He needs that stability and that structure. I don't think going between two homes is the right move. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to go on a weekend and have fun and do whatever, that's cool. Or even if you want to just spend a random night, as long as dad takes you to school the next day, that's fine too. But that 1 week on, 1 week off, 75 days here, and then he get 35 minutes over here, and then you got to give him over there for that. I just hate that. And it's just too much, honey, a fool. But outside of that, because they were talking about how, her son needs to get himself together with his grades. Why was that smoke alarm going? Baby, I don't care how much money you got. A black person gonna have a beep, beep in the damn background. Sir, Labrina's husband, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. That damn smoke detector should not be going off with a whole grown man in the house. I don't care what's going on. Hell, if I got to listen to that, honey, you might as well not even be here. It is your job to change that so they don't be chirping and burping all in the damn background. If you don't get up and go get that together. Moving forward. In the next scene, Chloe is at home and her son are having a showdown. Okay, now they haven't spoken to each other in a while and she wants to know why. He comes in. She's like, you ain't been talking to me. What's up? He said, that's because you dating a man that's 5 years younger than me and it's weird. She's like, it is not weird. Chloe, it is weird when it's your mom. Okay? If somebody is dating someone close in age to your children, to them, that is weird. He could have potentially went to school with that boy. That's crazy. So to him, that's weird. So then Chloe says, well, you calling me weird, but I ain't too weird because when I was your age, I had my life together. He said, oh, no, ma'am. You had a 5-year-old and you didn't do nothing. She said, oh, no, I had a job. So, baby, now they going back and forth and back, fighting like a good old couple. It was either a couple or siblings. And I was just with my mouth wide open. Like, I wish my son would. I damn wish my son would sit and argue with me about what I didn't do and what I didn't have when all I was trying to do was raise you. I wish he damn would. And so they're going back and forth. And she was like, what are you doing? Because so everything is on me. So I'm all bad. He was like, yeah, everything is on you. She said, oh, okay. Well, then if I'm weird, what are you? You ain't even doing nothing with your life. He said, what I look like? A rapper, right? Because I want to be a rapper. She was like, well, you ain't in the studio. And the whole time I'm just like, what is this? Chloe, why on earth are you arguing with this grown man like he is your man instead of your son? Ain't no damn way. I'm sorry. He would have to go with all that. He would have to go talking about he want to be a rapper. Sir, what is the plan? What is your plan in case you're not little MC such and such? Like, what's going to happen after that? Rapper cannot be your only blueprint. We need something else. We need something to fall back on. Now, don't get me wrong. I did not like Jordan's delivery, but he may be right about Nico needing to move out, and not for the reasons that he says, because sometimes people just need space. When you get too grown, sometimes you cannot live under the same roof. And sometimes when it's two grown people and everybody ain't paying bills, one of y'all got to go. Now, that's just what it is, because I'm not about to sit around and argue with you like I'm in a relationship. No, that's why I ain't got no man now, honey. I want to be at peace. Do you hear me? Moving forward. Chloe, again, y'all need some kind of mediator or some type of therapist before y'all's relationship is too severed. You don't want to get to the point where he doesn't want to be around you, period. Not even coming home to have a conversation. Cameras there are not. So you really need to find a really good therapist. The two of you need to sit down and talk to each other. The two of you need to hang out. Talk to each other. I know he doesn't want to talk, but you have to find some kind of common ground, and don't put him down. Well, what you doing? Well, you ain't got nothing going for yourself. That's not productive. You think somebody gonna want to talk to you and you dogging them out? And he even said in a moment, he was like, well, you would think you would be supportive of me. Well, you ain't in nobody's studio. Ma'am, reel it in. In the next scene, Labrina is having dinner with her parents and her husband. So they're sitting down there, eating their steak and whatnot. They start talking about her son. And Labrina says, what time is a good time for a child to leave home? And so her daddy said, 18. Now, me personally, this is just me. I do not believe in the 18-year-old get out. If you're going to college, cool. If you're going to live on somebody's campus, that is fine. But just leaving out the house at 18, no. Because I want to make sure that my son is well equipped. It's tough out here. It is tough, and it is not getting any better. If y'all have a TikTok, because TikTok is the new form of panhandling, you see so many people of all ages living out of their cars, living on the side of the road, living in hotels. It's single mothers with multiple children sleeping on bathroom floors in like truck stops. It's hard out here for people. So if you can stay and you're doing something to get better, I say stay. I feel like that's some old antiquated bullshit, okay, that black people use because they want you to get out. It's either one or two. They want you to get out or they want you to stay, and they want you to pay all the bills starting at 16. You got a light bill, a water bill, no, that's not my plan, but that's not everybody. But I do feel like there has to be a plan in place, but 18 doesn't always equal ready. At 18, I ain't know a damn thing, but I did know I wanted to get up out that house. I did know that. But at 18, you're just older. You're not really an adult. You can't lay around in the house all day long like it's your first day of kindergarten, but there's no timer as to when you have to get out. So then Labrina said, well, I was put out at 18 and I didn't know what to do because I had my son at 19 years old. She said, I had my son at 19 and I got put out when he was like 10 months old. So then her mama basically told her it's because you didn't follow my rules. So there were consequences to that and you had to get up out of there. So Labrina was basically telling us about how she got pregnant and she needed her mom, but her mama put her out. So then her mama had the nerve to say, her mama said, but see how you turned out? I mean, I think you turned out pretty good. Yes, she did turn out pretty good, but it also could have been just another statistic. You cannot bank on her doing pretty good. You know what's so funny? They gonna make sure in our community that they take the credit for the success, but not for the pitfalls. Now, if you fall flat on your face, that's all you. But as soon as you come up out of the ashes like a phoenix, see, you did good. Yeah, I raised you good. My mama does that sometime. And I'm like, girl, this is not to your credit. Like, let's just be so for real. Okay. So Labrina told her she felt like there was no grace while she was figuring life out. They didn't give her any grace. And her mom then says, well, you ain't the only one that had issues getting an apartment at 20 and 21. You ain't the only one that got problems. What does that have to do with you repeating the cycle? Parents love to deflect and act like, oh, well, I had it hard too. Okay, I understand. My parents were young parents, so I give them grace on that because they were trying to figure it out and raise us at the same time. So I understand it. But again, you should have wanted better for your child. Just because you had to do it, you want her to do it too? And it seems like we're the only race of people that want our kids to get it out the mud and suffer. And why can't we be handed things? What's wrong with us getting a silver spoon? What is wrong with it? Child, we could be, look, if I get on my soapbox, we'll be here all night. So I'm just going to move on. Now, the mom did take some accountability, and Labrina says she cannot imagine putting her son out at 18 because there wasn't any pleasant moments. It was hard when she had to get out there in them streets. And her mama said that, she does take accountability and she would change certain things and she regrets certain things. She said it was all done in love and that if Labrina wanted to come home, which she did not, she could come back. Labrina said, girl, you didn't even want to be there. What I'm coming from if you don't even want to be there. I know that's right, honey. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Now, it seems like to me that mama was going through it. And maybe she was in an unhappy and unhealthy relationship and her daughter suffered as well. That's what I got from that. Because when Labrina said, well, you didn't even want to be there either. Yeah. In the next scene, it's the day of Latorria's Heels and Feels event. So all the ladies are showing up. A lot of them are a little bit apprehensive about what exactly it is. Muneera says she reached out to Latorria via text and she didn't get a response. And then all of a sudden, they show up to be healing and feeling and whatnot. Latorria brought Miss Sylvia because, Miss Sylvia is going to come in and speak to the ladies and get them together. Okay. And that's her therapist. So they all get there. They sit down. She starts talking to the ladies and wanted to know what they wanted to talk about. So Elena went first. And she told her about how her and Josh are sleeping in separate rooms and working on themselves so that they can come back together. But he has to show her something. Here go Chloe in the confessional. I mean, girl, open up. Tell us. We're your friends. Like, let down your guard. Tell us what's going on. Like, what's the problem? Nope. I wouldn't tell y'all nothing. Especially you, Chloe. I wouldn't tell you a thing. Because all you going to do is use it for gossip. Absolutely not. You get nothing today. Absolutely not. Do you hear me? Now, Elena, as many times as I hear you tell this story is as many times as I'm going to tell you that you deserve happiness. Don't sit around and wait another 20 years. Do not let your youth go to waste. I'm telling you what I know. Do not sit up here and let your best years go by hoping that Josh comes around. Chloe wants her to let it out, and Elena says she's holding back because she wants to protect Josh. Now, from what I'm gathering, because even production was like, you're trying to protect Josh. What went on? They're trying to get it from her as well. From what I'm gathering, Josh has been out in these streets. That's what it gave me. Now, I don't know what it gave everybody else, but that's what it gave me. And Elena, you are steady protecting him. And clearly he is not protecting the most important part of you, and that's your heart. You gonna protect him without protection? Girl, bye. Moving forward. So then Rose starts talking about how her and her daughter's relationship is good. It's just been the two of them since she was born and how tough it is now that she's in middle school and nobody told her. Like, what's going on? Listen, girl, I taught 7th grade and I lived through 7th grade just like y'all did. Y'all know them kids ruthless. Because, this is at the time when they really start to figure themselves out. They start liking boys, and it's like the heifers be acting crazy. It's just so much going on. It definitely is a lot. So then they move on from Ro. Labrina starts telling them about how she was a young mother, how she got pregnant at 19 and she needed guidance from her mom, but she didn't get it. So she went into survival mode, and it kind of made her hustle harder. And as she's talking, Chloe starts getting emotional, and she pipes up and she said that she feels like she's in survival mode right now, the same way she was talking about her mom. And she feels like she blocked her son out because he's grown. And after her husband died, she was grieving. She didn't have time to be worried about nobody else's feelings. She was worried about how she was going to pay the bills. And she's wondering if her kids don't feel loved. Now, she's feeling guilty because she shut out everything and everybody else when her husband died. And she feels like she was in survival mode and didn't check on her son the way that she should have. But I want to say this to you, Chloe, to make you feel a little better. The fact that you're recognizing that maybe you misstepped, that's already a big thing. Because parents who don't give a damn, they don't recognize that they've done something wrong. They don't do any introspective work. They don't sit back and say, well, wait a minute, am I doing that? Because they could care less if they're doing that. They don't give a damn. So the fact that you're recognizing maybe you made a misstep, that's big. And you cannot beat yourself up, because all you can do is continue to go through it. You can go back to how you love, and you can check in with your son, and you can check in with your girls, and you can try to mend your relationships. That's all you can really do, because nobody gives you the blueprint to grief. Some people shut down, some people break down. So, it's a lot of things that happen when you're grieving. And another thing too, he could be suffering or even be depressed. Because, it presents differently in boys and men. For women, we can tell when something is wrong. Before a man, it's totally different. So, yes, do check in. And like I said, girl, call that therapist, honey. Moving forward. So then Miss Sylvia wanted to know how it's showing up in their friendships and whatnot. Latorria starts talking about the passing of her dad. My condolences to you, Latorria. She said it had been a year for her, and they were like best friends. They, that was her rock. And they look just like twins. Miss Sylvia was asking her how it feels for her to be her authentic self, because that's the way she shows up. She said, well, I don't know any other way to be. So when it comes to like giving compliments, there have been moments where the way that I joke may have been received in the wrong way. So she brings up the issue with Muneera, right? And she says, Muneera, I wrote you a letter and I want to read it to you. I said, honey, not a letter, honey. Now, Muneera tells her, well, in my mind, I left it there and I reached out to you, but you didn't reach back out. She said, well, I needed time to process, because if I didn't trigger you, then why were we having such an intense conversation? Muneera was like, well, I wasn't triggered or bothered. I was irritated. Okay, Muneera. So then Elena chimes in and she's like, oh, no, you don't like being called cute, because I did it once and you were like, why are you calling me cute? Muneera told her, this conversation is not about the word. Elena says, no, it's the word. She said, I know I look young. Elena says, you really don't. Elena, I felt that was really childish. This is not your time, honey. These two are trying to hash things out. Please stand down. Sometimes I feel like Elena doesn't have any awareness. I don't know. I don't think she knows when it's appropriate to say certain things. And she can't hold it. If she wants to say something, she's gonna speak right then. She did it when they were at the crawfish boil. She started talking about this vow renewal. You could have talked about that later. I don't even know why they brought that up because y'all not even sleeping in the same room. So that was crazy. Then you did it when y'all were having a good time at the rodeo. She just doesn't take a beat. I was like, that is so childish, child. But anyway. So then Muneera said, speaking to her as if she isn't a woman in her 40s with multiple children, that is not okay for her. Muneera, I'm speaking directly to you, ma'am. You were in fact triggered and bothered, and it is okay. It's okay to say that triggered me. Because you even said in your confessional that it took you back to when you used to be a superior at work and people treated you like you were a child because you were a woman and you appeared younger. So why are you sitting here talking about, it irritated me? No, it more than irritated you. You talked about that the entire episode. And girl, let's be very for real. You were triggered and you were bothered, and that is okay. So then Latorria reads Muneera this letter, child. I don't know if I would have written her a letter, but okay. I feel like a one-on-one conversation would have been good. Y'all grown. Talk. Okay? Talk. Now, I did truly enjoy this scene. I know people probably thought it was boring. I loved it. I feel like more shows need to have real conversations with real people. Because Miss Sylvia seemed like she ain't the one to be played with. Okay? It didn't seem like one of those TV therapists where they all get together and they sit and lights, camera, action. This was real and raw, and they all were talking about something real. So I loved it. In the next scene, child, because this right here was a fool, Chloe, Latorria, Ro, and Elena go for a single ladies night. Now, they invited Elena because she's single ladies adjacent. Okay, she ain't, she ain't there yet, but she is kind of giving it. Okay, she kind of giving it a little bit. So, baby, they get there and whatnot. And Chloe is like, yeah, so we have somebody else. I got a surprise. I invited Shaniqua. And everybody is looking around like, say what now? So Ro was like, girl, why would you invite this lady? Like, what is this? I'm with Ro. Why is this random rodeo lady coming to the single ladies night out? Chloe, I feel like you're being messy. Because why is this lady here? So then Shaniqua shows up. Hey, girl. And she sits down. And Ro said, girl, you just keep popping up. She said, I was invited. Ma'am, you keep popping up. Okay, first the rodeo, now this. Now, both times they were blindsided by you showing up. It's not your fault, but you do keep popping up. Okay. Now, I'm just trying to figure out, is she a friend of the show? Like, what is happening? Please, somebody let me know something quickly. Okay, y'all ain't got nothing. So here go Chloe talking about, well, I need y'all to be open to meeting new people. Ma'am, you need to communicate that other people are coming. How about that? We want you to be open with your communication. Don't be blindsiding us, girl, bye. So then Rose said, well, the pop-up isn't about Shaniqua. This is what she said in her confessional. It's really about Chloe not telling them, because if they're supposed to be hanging out with just their friend group and, letting their hair down, now she feels like she has to censor herself. She wants to feel free to open up, and she cannot do that with somebody that she does not know. And I 100% agree with that. I'm here to let my hair down, maybe tell a few inside jokes or two, and now I got to sit up and look crazy because Shaniqua is here. Absolutely not. I feel like she was supposed to be a cameo, honey. That's it. Okay? Not here every single episode. So Latorria is trying to bring the energy back to a good place. So she says, well, you know what? Let's focus on getting to know you, Shaniqua. Since we haven't really talked in like 10 years, what's life like for you now? Like, what do you have going on? Like, let us get to know you. Well, baby, what's she say that for? Chloe comes in and she's like, I want to apologize to you. Because, I don't want to step on your toes by inviting her because you introduced, ma'am, it's too late. It is too late for that. You should have brought that up before you brought this lady here. Talking about, I don't want to step on no toes. I apologize. Girl, bye. So then Latorria brings up again that they spoke on Facebook about 10 years ago. Well, Shaniqua didn't like that. She said, yeah, no, you've done business with me and we have connected. You connected me to certain events. You know me. Shut y'all. Shaniqua is telling Latorria, that they did business together, and she's trying to minimize it by saying it was 10 years ago, and she wants to know, why are you trying to minimize it? Is there a reason for that? So then she was like, no, I'm not minimizing it. Ro then pipes up and says, girl, it needs to be minimized. It was 10 years ago. That don't mean y'all were friends yesterday. So then Shaniqua was like, I ain't never say we was friends. She was an acquaintance, but saying that she doesn't know me is crazy. And baby Shaniqua said, I'm that girl from Clark, CAU. Yovana, please. Yovana, please, child. Y'all know I'm gonna have an Atlanta reference if I don't do nothing else, honey. Shaniqua said, y'all gonna know me today. Rose said, girl, she say she ain't know you, so why are you even saying that? So Latoria's like, hold on. She said, oh, no, ma'am. I feel like this is a character assassination. Girl, character assassination is a bit far, but I can see how you wouldn't want to be embarrassed on this TV show. I get that. Because don't bring me nowhere. And well, they ain't bring you, but you brought yourself. I don't know, child. But I understand you not wanting to be embarrassed like people don't know you. I got it. I get it. But character assassination, let's reel it in. Okay, it's too much. So then she was like, I never minimize meeting someone because you don't know what it meant to meet them. And that's true. I respect that. But I think you're taking it wrong and possibly looking for TV time. I think you're taking it a little bit too far, but maybe that's just me. She said, okay, so you keep saying someone. I'm that someone, and I connected with you on Facebook. You want to look it up? She said, oh, no, because I was prepared for you to treat me like this today. So I have the receipts. Baby, she pulls out these receipts. She done printed them out, blew them up from 2014. Ma'am, it's still 10 years ago. The only thing she got wrong was Facebook. She said she knew, because she didn't really remember where she knew you from, but she knew that she knew you. So she emailed you instead of talking to you on Facebook. What more do you want? It was still 10 damn years ago. Here go Chloe messy tail self getting a confessional talking about, I had told her about Latorria not remembering her, but I didn't expect her to show her with receipts from AOL. No damn AOL. Girl, bye. Chloe, you are so crazy. Why you tell that lady that? Why did you tell her that at all? And I know she didn't make that big of an impression on you that you felt like you needed to invite her to the single ladies night out. Girl, what is wrong with you? Then you over there eating them damn wings after you done started this mess. Put them wings down and get in the field. Oh, child, this is just a mess. Listen, I want to say this before we go any further. I love me some Ro. I love me some Ro. I just love how she is unapologetically herself. I love that. Like, she like, y'all gonna get whatever this is I got. And that's just that on that. She said, how is this girl knowing to even bring this stuff here, Chloe? Did you say anything to her? Did you tell her this? Why does she have this stuff? And did. And did. So then Shaniqua said, I'm not getting defensive, okay? I'm just saying that the emails that I have are from her account. Ma'am, we don't give a damn. We don't care. So Rose was like, girl, this is crazy. You printed this out. Then she got in a confessional. She started reenacting it. That was so funny to me. Baby, that had me hollering. She was like, on the night of September 20th, 2015, and she was just reenacting how Shaniqua was acting at that table. And I felt like this is crazy for real because this could have been a simple conversation. Latorria, you said you didn't remember me, but remember we emailed. And then Latorria could have been like, oh, you sure right. I wanted you to do an event with me. You're absolutely right. I remember you now. What's wrong with y'all? Emails and letters and text messages and smoke signals and hills and fields and deals and steals. What the hell wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Like, I don't even know. So then Rose says, girl, see, this what I'm talking about. You and weird stuff like this. Well, baby, what she say that for? Shaniqua said, this ain't no weird stuff. Oh, Lord, honey, you better watch those B words before you end up over there in the ocean. Cheers to the girls' weekend. Oh, my goodness, honey. Baby, shout out to Nene. And that was the end of the episode. Honey, I love me some Hard and Hustle Houston. I don't care what y'all say. It give a little boring, then it gives something, then it don't give nothing, then it gives something right in the middle, child. Give the heifers a chance to warm up. Let them cook. Okay, as the young folks say, let them cook. Anywho, y'all comment down below. Tell me if you watched Heart and Hustle Houston episode 4. Come back next week. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, Stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.